Hi, my name is Marvin from Haijia Strength and Conditioning Singapore. Today I'm going to talk about barbell warm-ups and how you can set up your warm-ups so that you can be both physically and mentally ready for your working sets. So some of the guidelines that I'm presenting is taken from Shaun's article a few years ago. But I feel that after these few months of observation, a few lifters still feel nervous when they are doing their working set. So I'm going to add a few tips and teach you how you can modify your own warm-ups. So let's start. I would like to explain two different ways people normally make mistakes when setting up their warm-ups. Either they are doing too much or they are doing too little. And the variable that you can modify in order for you to make this kind of mistakes is basically to do too many sets, too many jumps, or just too many repetitions between each set itself. So the first tip in setting up your warm-up is normally to set up 5 sets leading up to your working sets. These jumps between the 5 sets should be more or less equal. And as you go along, as you get heavier in your warm-ups, the number of reps should go lower. So this is an example that I take from the article. We are warming up to 140 kilograms. Now, sometimes my lifters still feel quite nervous, or they're just not mentally ready to tackle that 140 kilograms squat after doing the last warm-up of 120 kilograms. The issue normally lies on the last warm-up being too far away from the working set itself. So my tip for you is to make sure to set up your last warm-up first. Decide on your last warm-up first and start to plan backwards to the earlier warm-ups. So if 140 is the working set, 120 was the initial last warm-up. If you are setting up equally, maybe you would consider doing a little bit closer. Maybe 125, maybe 130. For this video, let's just decide on 130. All right, 130 as the last warm-up before 140, and then you start working backwards. What is the comfortable jump before 130? Is it a 15 kilo jump or 20 kilo jump for you? Maybe we'll decide on 115, right? And before 115, maybe 100, 80, 60, and then 20. Let's count it again. 20, 60, 80, 100, 115, 130 before the working weight. So now we are doing 6 sets instead of 5. We are modifying it so that it is slightly different from the main guidelines, but we are tuning in more so that you can feel more comfortable doing the working set. But since we are doing 6 instead of 5, the consideration that you should take in order for you not to warm up too much is to reduce the number of repetitions within each set. For example, right? The last warm-up of 130, you should only do 1 repetition. 115, maybe 1 or maximum 2. At 100, you should do maximum of 3. At 80, you should do probably maximum of 3 or 4. Let's just do 3. At 60, you can do 5, and at 20, you can do 5 as well. So that's how you can tune in your warm-ups so that it fits you better and it can prepare you better for your working set. So while editing the video, I realized that I need to give a little bit extra context in deciding the last warm-up. In my previous example, I made the last warm-up to be closer, but it doesn't mean that closer is always the best. There's also a chance that we are overdoing it. For example, a 135 kilo last warm-up or 137.5 kilo last warm-up for a 140 kilo squat working set is going to be too close, and it can affect your performance negatively as well, because there's a chance that you are going to be too tired because of the last warm-up itself. So for a bigger lift like squat, deadlift, the last warm-up could be a little bit further from press, bench press, smaller muscle group. Then in this case you can use a smaller jump at the end. Another thing is for the lifts whereby a few kilograms of weight can affect your technique a lot. Like for example, Olympic lifts. Sometimes people also think press 2.0 to be the same way, where a few kilograms can feel a lot different in terms of how you catch it, or how the bounce feel like, and it can affect your bar puff. Then for those kind of lift where it's very sensitive, make the last warm-up to be a little bit closer to your working set. So that's the extra consideration for the last warm-up. From there, backtrack it, plan your previous warm-up accordingly, and yeah, that's all that I'm going to add. I hope this explanation helps, and if you have any questions, please comment down below and I'll answer your concerns and questions about that. Let's discuss. See ya.